What's happening, YouTubers? It's your boy CB, and we are back for my favorite segment on the channel, Huddle Watch Alongs with Recruits. For you guys that like trench bullies and defensive linemen that can disrupt and affect the game in a variety of manners, you have clicked on the right episode. If you like defensive linemen that can be effective pass rushers, but also just bullies against the run game, beating double teams, have the quickness to get upfield, but also can just be that 3 down guy and just disruptive against the run and the pass. Cory Simon, 2026 defensive lineman from American Heritage, is that kind of defensive lineman, just dominant inside the trenches, can rush for speed, can rush for power, can stuff runs, can get after the passer, has a motor that never quits. He is everything you want in a dominant defensive lineman. But you don't want to hear from me. You want to hear from the superstar himself, coming off of a state championship, 66 tackles, 17 tackles for loss, and 9 sacks. Cory Simon, how's it going, bro?
Good, man. Blessed to be here, talk to you. And yeah, man, I'm ready, man.
Hey, let's get straight into it. Crazy productive year, right? 17 tackles for loss, 9 tackles. But before we get into how it ended, I want to talk about the process. You guys have a tradition of excellence there at Heritage where nothing less than your best is accepted. What was it like preparing for this season, knowing, looking around, going, all right, we were young last year, but now we're experienced. Still young, but we're experienced. How was the temperature of the squad going into this year?
Whew, so shout out to Coach Mike, you know what I'm saying? Best coach out there. This season, man, it was real tough, especially the start of the season. We fought through a lot of adversity between the teams that we played, man, you know what I'm saying? So, it took a lot of us to just come as one and just ball out together, man. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of ups and downs during the start of the season. As y'all can see, took a loss from Milton, took a loss from Chaminade, took a loss from Central, It hit us real hard, you know what I'm saying? So it just we took the time to lock in, you know what I'm saying? Sit down, watch film, little things matter too, you know what I'm saying? So
Love
that's
that.
what we did, and as y'all can see, man, now we state champs, you know what I'm
It
saying?
worked. There's 2 points that I would love to mention or love to ask you about this season. One is the early adversity, taking some losses against some of the best teams in the country. Like we're talking about 2 titans going at it, where 1 or 2 plays swing the momentum of all those football games when you're talking about great football teams like that. What did you learn from not just yourself, but from your boys in the locker room after the way they bounced back after taking some of those early losses?
Man, them boys were hungry. You know what I'm saying? We always gonna stay hungry. We gonna go after it. And like just adversity, we fought through, you know what I'm saying, came back second half, had a little discussion and we just went out there and, we balled, man, like we always do. So yeah.
And then that adversity got tested, right?
Yeah.
First round of the playoffs. Star quarterback, shout out to Diabell, the 5-star quarterback committed to Texas,
Mm-hmm.
goes down with an injury. Y'all all rally around your guy Malachi Tony, who maybe the outside world didn't know what he could do. Y'all clearly knew what he could do.
Yeah, we knew
But
he could.
again, that speaks to adversity, right? What was it like, y'all galvanizing around each other, kind of insulating yourselves, going, all right, they counting us out outside the building, but we still know what's up. What was that like from the team to still go on that run, that trust and that bond and that belief y'all had in each other?
Shout out to Deal, man. Once he went down, that hurt us a lot, like real bad. So my boy Malachi came in, stepped up, all came together as a group once again. We're a family, it's a tight bond. You know what I'm saying? If you separate, it's not gonna work. It's like cancer spreading, it's not gonna work. So, we all came together, you know what I'm saying? And hey, I don't gotta hey, you see what that man did when he went out there, you know what I'm saying? We already know what he was about to do. We stand on business, man. That's the goal, bro. We gotta stand on business every game, man.
So we from the outside were watching him do his thing week after week in the playoffs and
Mm.
culminating with, I mean, at one point he's 15 for 15 in the state championship. We were surprised. Were y'all at all surprised at just how efficient and how calm he was at quarterback in those big moments?
We knew what he was gonna do. We wasn't worried about that. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do our part. He gonna do his part. And we just gonna leave it as that. You know what I'm saying? So
So those
yeah,
practices, you talking about alphas on both sides. One of the best running backs in the country in Byron Lewis, with offensive line that is dominant, and once y'all get a lead, it seems like the offensive line and Byron love when y'all get a lead in the second half because they start imposing their will. But from a different perspective, you got to face that every day. How are those practices at Heritage, bro? What's that? What's that mentality like? And what are some of those things we don't get to see from Monday through Thursday?
man. Practice it get real every single day. It's offense or defense. You know what I'm saying? It gets real at practice, especially when we do teams. Oh man, that's. But like iron sharpens iron. We all get better at the
Yes,
end of the
sir.
day. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is ready to go, and yeah, so we got to make each other better at the end of the day.
Them 17 tackles for losses or 17 times that he was in practice. Like, all right, Byron. Like, you got to wait for me today. Somebody got to feel it on Friday, bro. Like,
Yeah,
but that's
man.
that iron sharpening iron. Okay, if I can do it against him, if I can do it against the 5 that are in front of me, I know I can do it on Friday. And we saw the production on Friday this year, and that got the phone ringing a little bit. So I want to tap into some recruiting because phones started blowing up this year. What is that like? How is that balancing that when you got coaches that may just want to talk to you or may just want to gauge your interest or ask you to come visit or just talk to you about what's going on at their program while you're on a state championship run? We talked about it beforehand. You're off right now, but you're not off working out. You still gonna work outside of school. So how is it, Cory, balancing recruiting, school, and trying to compete and win a state championship in a season?
Being able to manage time and do all those things, little components, it takes a lot. So, I have a certain time for when it's for football. It's for football. When it's time for me to come home, do
Love that.
schoolwork, you know what I'm saying? Get that done out the way. So that's how I learned to manage everything, especially with recruiters, talking to other coaches. That's how I manage my time.
So that I love that you have that ability to manage it and to say, okay, this is my time for school where I ain't answering my phone. I'm not watching film. This ain't football time. This is brain time.
Yeah.
Football time is football time. And then I'm gonna allot my time to answer my text messages, answer my emails, call these coaches back if one wants to face me. I like that you already have that schedule and that ability to step back and go, all right, it could be overwhelming if I don't just plan this out. Where does that come from? That's a very mature way of handling what could be extremely overwhelming.
I get it from my parents. They teach me a lot. They tell me how to manage a lot of things. A lot of people who grew up with me, shout out to everybody. They just helped me with a lot of that. So I'm thankful for them.
And then that management, that ability to be that mature, and the production on the field, phones start ringing. So let's talk about a couple of them before we get into the film. Because I want to ask, what was the feeling like when you got your first ever offer? Do you remember that moment?
Yeah, so I was at Gibbons actually before I came into American Heritage. And, once the coach told me that, I was like shell shocked. I was like, offer, like what? As a sophomore too, not a lot of people get them type of opportunities like that. So, I'm very grateful for that. But yeah, man, I was running around, happy, excited. I'm going all over, telling my mom, everybody in the family, man, I just got my first offer. Yeah.
So we go from first offer to not just the 3 I would like to name is for a specific reason, also because they seem to show you a lot of love too. So a lot of times when they shoot the offer, then when you see they like, hey, make sure you get this graphic every week. That tells people from the outside looking in, okay, like this ain't just an offer. They clearly are on his mind constantly.
Yeah.
Pitt, when we talk about trench football, when we talk about grit, Pittsburgh is not known as a flashy. When you hear Pittsburgh, whether that's the college, whether that's the pro team, you think grit, you think trenches, you think bully football. What was it like getting that offer from Pitt?
I was like, yo, I just got an offer from Pitt. This the college that just sent AD to the league. You know what I'm saying? One of the best D
Exactly.
tackles out there. So, once I got it, I was like, oh man, I gotta keep going. You know, it's ain't the time for me to stop. I got to keep grinding, man. You know, got to show them boys what I'm about.
And when, like you said, when you look at the tradition of excellence at defensive tackle, you really don't have to mention more people than Aaron Donald. They just kind of have to slide that tape in and just walk out the room and just let you observe. As a defensive tackle, when you know they produced a talent like that, how cool is that? Aside from getting the big D1 offer, how cool is it knowing that when they say, look, we see some of you and him, how big is that for a recruit like you?
Man, being compared to a GOAT,
Let's go.
It says it all, man. You know, if I'm able to do what he's doing in the league, hey, man, just wait till my time comes. Y'all gonna see me on national television. Y'all
Let's
gonna see
go. And then what I like too is a lot of times you get offers out of state. You get offers that clearly means the coach did his homework. He watched some film because you're not in his vicinity. When Bowling Green shoots the offer, that means they watched some film. You know what I'm saying? That's not just a UCF going, okay, well, if Miami offered him, I'll offer him too. That, you know what I'm saying? That's not that close proximity. That's a coach that said, hey, I know this is a long shot, but I want Simon. What was it like getting that offer from someone that you know had to do some homework to find out who you were?
Hey, man, shout out to the coach. You know, be able to look at my film from where he's at, you know, from Florida, you know, it just shows like what I'm doing is going around the country. So, you know, a lot of people see what I'm able to do, what I, you know, how I perform on the field. So, you know, I'm just grateful for that too. You know what I'm saying?
I love seeing those offers because that tells me that when everyone else is saying, oh, he's underrated, coaches are noticing that you're underrated too. Coaches that are not, that they ain't at every game. You know what I'm saying? They can't just jump in their car and go to Heritage and watch you. That tells me he's watched film and he's not looking at 24/7 on 3. He watched your film and was like, yo, look, I know it's a long shot, but let me see if I can get Simon up down here, see if he'll slide through. Those have to be just as rewarding as any other offer that comes through. So for those of y'all wondering, all right, why are teams way outside of Florida taking notice? It's because when you got a defensive lineman that can be this disruptive and this much of a pass rusher and this powerful, it changes what you can do defensively. Bro, where does the raw strength and leverage and power come from? Did you used to wrestle? Where does it come from?
Nah, so I'm actually Caribbean, you know, I'm Haitian, so you know, it's in the
Okay.
genes, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just there. But you know, it also comes from the hard work that I put in outside of football, outside of the school, you know, things that people don't see behind closed doors. You know, it just comes from that. And you know, a lot of grinding that I do outside, you know, it takes a lot for a person to do.
So I'll let you in on a little secret here. I was at this game. I was actually in Florida for this game. So me and one of my co-hosts, we're sitting in the stands and we're watching this game and we're looking on Max Preps to figure out who's playing that we don't know. And at some point we both were like, yo, who is the defensive tackle? So we start scrolling down and we're like, who is he signed? In our heads, we're thinking, he's SEC commit or something. It has to be. This dude is dominating this football game. This is the game that I saw in person that made me go, all right, if people don't know who he is, they need to know who he is. Big time performance. This is the game where, unfortunately, Diabel does get hurt. The defense stepped up something tremendous in this game. And clearly, you had it in your mind that, okay, we need a play. I'm going to step up. What was that like in this game? Big time game, big time situation, big time opponent, a rival, stepping up and taking over the game from a defensive standpoint against a dominant running game. What was that like from you and the guys in the trenches?
So, you know, we were down by 14, actually. So, you know,
yes,
me and the guys, you know, we had to come together. It was like, hey, man, if nobody else going to run the game, we going to handle it. So, you know, me and my D-line came together and dominated, you know, every single player, you know, getting on fast, beating the man in front of me. And, yeah, man, we won the game, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It was such an impressive defensive performance in that second half. Like, y'all came out that locker room with a different mentality, with a different swagger, too. Y'all looked faster. You literally just looked faster. And then, so as you watch your tape, you see you see STA, you see Dillard, you see Shauna, you see some of the best high school football programs and players that you will come across. How much of playing against talent like that prepared you for moments like this, down by 14 in the playoffs and not wavering, understanding that, nah, like we do this. I understand that we down by 14 right now. But if you just said if somebody got to step up, it's gonna be us. How much of that experience of playing against some of these big time teams just prepare you for moments like this?
Go against the big teams. It's my first year ever playing against big teams like that. So, I had to show them my talent, what I could do on the field. And a lot of it just carried on towards the end of the season, playing against St. Thomas. That's one of our biggest games. A lot of people doubted us. Nah, Heritage not going to win this. Okay, cool. We're going to show y'all. And as you can see, we came out there and we handled business. So a lot of that just carried on from there.
Your ability to be an effective pass rusher from the interior, we talked about Aaron Donald earlier. It's rare when you have a guy that is this quick, has this much agility, good with his hands too. Ain't gonna let a big offensive lineman get on your breastplate, but still be a gap filler and run stuffer like you are. It's extremely rare. Do you feel like one of that side goes unnoticed? Like you feel like because you are quick, some people don't really respect or see just how nasty you can be against the run because of the sack numbers, because of the quickness?
Yeah, a lot of people do look over me. I guess so you could say I'm an undersized D lineman. So, so it be times where like, all right, now I got to show them what I can do. I may not have the height, but I got the speed. I can get low. I can beat my lineman in front of me. I'm going to do it every single play. That's what y'all going to get.
And for being an undersized guy, you don't shy away from a bull rush. This entire clip started out with one-on-one driving somebody back, but then we see the variety of moves. It's not just one move that you can get home with. When did you really start honing those different styles of pass rush moves?
Man, it just came in natural. I just see the person in front of me. All right, I'm going to hit you with a bull rush every 3 play. Cool. Once I see you fall for it, all right, I'm going to use my hands, get around them, and I'm going to make a play.
I love that. That ability to show somebody something different every time. So they thinking, oh, he just going to keep punching me in the chest all game. So let me get ready for it. Then you get ready for it. You hit him with the wow, 1-2, and we're gone. And we up the field. When did the game start slowing down for you? Because to be able to be on the field real time against a big time opponent and go, okay, all right, I showed him this twice. Hey, yeah, but he ain't seen the dip and rip yet. I'm about to dip and rip him now. That means the game is moving slower for you. When did the game start slowing down so that you could process faster like that?
Well, how can I say this? When it slows down, like, I guess so you could say when I see my man is tired, he's beat, he's not able to go against me anymore, I'm like, all right, yeah, he's over with. He don't want it no more. All right, I'm gonna show you something now. You done already gave up, you let your team down. All right, I'm gonna go eat.
The level of conditioning, though, to have that ability in the fourth quarter to say, oh, he tired, but I still got juice. Where does that level of conditioning that starts at practice, bro? Speak to how game ready y'all are on Friday when y'all walk off that bus, when y'all walk out that tunnel, how game ready y'all are to be in the fourth quarter and say, oh, now he tired. Now I'm gonna really hit him with the speed.
Coach Mike, man, I don't like you for this one,
Hey, that sigh of relief is trauma. That was trauma.
When it's fourth quarter, you guys think y'all done. Oh, nah, you got like 5-10 more gases to go, man. It just comes from that. You know what I'm saying? And not outside of school too, I do a lot of conditioning because that's the number one thing a lineman do needs in order to keep going every 4 quarters. So, that's one of the biggest things I practice on.
And we see a little bit of double teaming, especially second half of the year. It feels like you weren't that underrated lineman anymore, where offenses are starting to figure out, all right, we got to get 2 on 90. What was it like adjusting your game to situations like this? Now, I said getting the double team. I ain't say getting beat by the double team because bro still beat the double team. But what was it like adjusting to seeing more double teams as the season progressed?
Usually, I'll just pick who's the weaker guy, and I'll just beat him every single play. Shoot, whenever I'm like, man, I already know these guys from the double team. Okay, cool. I'm gonna hit you with something. You ain't gonna know. And yeah,
So I love that where it's like, all right, it's only a double team if y'all both get me at the same time. If I beat the first person like that, it's still 1-on-1 with the second person now.
yeah,
It's 2 1-on-1s in your eyes. I like how you look at that, where it's not a double team if I beat the first person in front of me off the ball. Now, whoever they done pick to be the second, whether it's a running back, whether it's another offensive lineman or a tight end, now you got to see me 1-on-1 in space. And
yeah.
as we can see, they don't want to do that, but that's a dog mentality, bro. If it's a double team in front of me, that's not an issue. Where does that come from, Corey? Where does that ability to every challenge that's been in front of y'all this year, you just put your head down and walk straight through it? That's a different mentality in here and in here. Where does that come from?
Well, it just comes from what I've been through in life. You know what I'm saying? I take all of that and I put it out on the field. A lot of people say I'm a hothead, but y'all see what I'm doing on the field. So it's just all the workouts I done been through, all the pain I done went through. A lot of people don't know about it. So I just use that as my fuel. And, I'm pumped every single game. I'm always being disruptive. And I just do what I do, man, every single game.
So who's the most hype on the defense, bro? When y'all shutting out somebody in the second half of the first round of the playoffs, coming back from 14-0, and the defense is balling. You got pick sixes and tackles for losses and fumbles and sacks. Now I know a lot of players on that defense, so I'm curious. Who's the loudest? Who's the most hype on that defense when y'all balling?
It would be out of me or number 5. Come on. That man right there, every play he's turned, he gets aside, he gets right there, he pass deflection. That man's off one. He go crazy. Hey, yeah.
How dope is that energy though? Because I would imagine having a guy like that just in the huddle when you down 14-0, when you down 7-0, he's never gonna let y'all really feel like y'all out of it.
It just brings us all together. I do the same thing. When I see everyone's down, I got to make sure everybody's head is up, focused, because, we don't want to go home with an L. Everybody's going to make sure everybody's hyped, ready to go dominate.
And that energy, the reason I asked that, because you can feel the energy. When you're watching this defense run around the field, you can feel the energy. So I'm like, all right, it's got to be about 4 or 5 of y'all. That's a little wild in that huddle. So it's interesting that you boiled it down to 2. I like that you at least boiled it down to 2. Now I'm gonna ask you a question I love asking any defensive lineman, because you get to do a little bit of everything on this defense. We see you run stuff. We see you pass rush. We see you on stunts coming from the edge. We see a little bit of everything. But if I'm gonna ask you, what's your favorite? Would you rather get a big time sack or a big time, 4th and 1, stuffing a running back for a 2-yard loss? Which is more enjoyable for Cory Simon? Not easy. I know it's not easy.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna have to go with my sacks. I'm gonna have to go with my sacks, man. I'd be pumped after every sack I get, man. I'm going crazy every play. Just now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna give me another one.
And then from the interior too is special when you get it when you got a guy that can dominate it from a sack perspective from the interior like that. But I saw that pause in you because I know every defensive lineman loves shutting down a running back. That pause was, man, I don't know, but when you are an interior guy that can get close to double-digit sacks, that is invaluable for a defense. That's invaluable for a defensive coordinator. Speak to how much your defensive coordinator puts you in these positions to be successful. We see you here coming off the edge. We see you stunting. We see you doing a bunch of different things. Seems like he has a lot of fun with how he uses you.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Coach DP. You know, he uses me all over the field. You know, if we go to 3-4, put me at nose, or I'll go at end. I'll beat the man in front of me. Shoot, I think so. This one time, you know, I went and I played linebacker. Oh man.
He put you in space. Did you like it?
Oh yeah. I mean, I was out there. I was like, oh, I'm in the coverage draw. Oh man. You know, that's one of the funniest things that ever happened.
Bro was like, hold up. So when the ball snapped, nobody finna touch me? I just get to run and hit people. I get a head start and run and hit people. I know you was happy.
Oh yeah, I was super excited, man.
Does moving around like that, do you feel like that gives you an edge when you do get to the next level, when you do get to college? Obviously, you have that versatility where as a freshman, if anybody goes down, if they need anybody in any spot, they can plug you in literally anywhere up front.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's a big thing, you know, being able to put me anywhere. You know, not a lot of people could do what I could do. Not a lot of people can move as fast as me, has the same footwork, technique, you know, it's different. So just being able to play different positions on the line, you know, is fun, you know. Yeah.
How much does film study play a part in that? Because to be that versatile, to do some of the things we see you do on film, it's almost like y'all know what's coming before it comes. How prepared are y'all as a defense when you head into a matchup on Friday?
You know, them boys don't play with film, so that's one of the biggest important things, you know, we gotta watch. You know what I'm saying? They checking too. They checking if you watching film. So, you know, film.
Y'all heard him get serious? Y'all heard him get serious when that question was answered. He hey, we watch film. Don't hey, look, let me tell y'all. We watch, but I love that they hold y'all accountable for it because at the next level, that's already a habit. Your college coaches are not going to tell you, hey, you need to study on. You're gonna be like, study what? I got 14 hours already. Like this is what I do. I've been doing this. I love that that's already a habit for y'all. How much you feel like from a coaching standpoint? I know we talked about the film and how prepared you're going to be for the next level, but from top to bottom, how y'all are built, how y'all practice, how y'all study, how much you feel like just being at Heritage, being a part of that winning tradition and that culture is going to give you a leg up when you do get to college?
You know, coming from a smaller school to a bigger school, you know, it shows me a lot how a lot of things run over here. You know, it's different, workouts different, practice different. You know, watching film, shoot, it's a lot of things I didn't know as a sophomore, you know, how to break down the film, you know, and they taught me a lot of those things. So now I'm able to go around, spread information. If anybody needs anything, oh, cool, I could break down film for you. And yeah, you know, Heritage has helped me a lot ever since I got there. So I'm thankful, you know, the opportunity that they gave me.
I love that. And we saw that translate to a fantastic year this year, but let's get a sneak peek into next year, bro. What's next year's goal? We saw 9 sacks this year, 66 tackles, big ring on the finger. So we know the automatic goal is running it back. We know know y'all trying to have another ring on the finger. But personally, you have any goals for next year?
Goals that I have, man, by next year, I want to be able to have 20 sacks.
Let's go.
I know that sounds a lot, but I'm gonna make it happen.
Let's go.
It happen. At 66 tackles, if I had 66 tackles, I'm gonna up it to 120. How about that?
Let's go. 100 tackles, 20 sacks. We not if, when next year, right around this time, I'm gonna shoot that deal and be like, 100 tackles, 20 sacks, another ring next year. I cannot wait to see this team. Trust. I feel like last year y'all were young and you learned from being in these close, tight games that I know had to just be hell for everybody on that roster. Then they go out bringing a guy like you. You get to impact that defense, and that comeback at Dillard starts in the trenches. So I feel like everyone played their part. Having the explosive offense, yes, because it always gets the credit. When you have an explosive offense, everyone wants to look at the offense. But the way that defense stepped up, the way that defense held their own this year as well, returning so many of those guys, we all cannot wait to see the movie y'all put on next year. I wish you nothing but good health and success after next year when y'all run it back. You get 100 tackles, 20 sacks. We're going to have you on again so we can watch that film. We're going to sit down, sit back, cross our arms, just be like, told you so. But until then, let everybody know where they can follow you on Instagram and Twitter so we can watch this journey next year.
All right. Yeah, man. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at Cory Go Crazy, 2 Y's, 2 Z's. Same thing on Twitter, you know. And I'm going to make it happen. I just sit back,
Let's go.
Watch me work.
Last thing before we get out of here, I ask everybody this. It's my favorite question, bro. We talked about it beforehand. You're off, but you're not off. You working. This is side for you because you probably worked this morning. You probably gonna work tomorrow. What's it like on those days when you can't, when your body's sore, when you tired, you had to stay up late because you got a big test, and now you got to run and lift, and your body just tells you in the morning, I don't want to keep going. What's that why that keeps Cory Simon pushing on the days when your body tells you it can't?
Mindset. Got to have a different mindset. You know, don't listen to the body. Go with your mindset. You know, my body tells me this week, oh, no, we finna get up. We finna go work. You know, I always have this little feeling like, man, somebody else is outworking me. I can't let that happen. So I'm going to get up and I'm going to go work out.
That's different.
Yeah.
Bro said, yes, I'm tired. Somebody else tired too. Let's get up. I like that in your head. Not even, it's probably not true, but in your head, you're telling yourself somebody working harder, somebody working. So for those of y'all wondering why this motor like this, why he relentless like this on Fridays, it's because in the back of his mind, he telling himself somebody doing that too. Spoiler alert. It's not happening. But I love that from a competitive standpoint, it's nothing from the outside that fuels you. It's here and it's here. It's you from within. You get up every morning and tell yourself, hey, let's get it. It's not, that answer was not superficial. That answer was because I want to run up a stat sheet, because I want to offer, because that answer was, hey, because I tell myself I have to. Because of that, no matter what you do, Cory, you're going to be great at. If you decide you want to be a bowling champion tomorrow, bro, you're going to be a bowling champion, because every day you're going to wake up with the mindset that I got to be great at this. So no matter what it is, you're going to be great at it. So from me and everybody in the comments, we all hope you land with our school. I know that goes from Pitt to Florida State to Miami to USF to UCF to every fan in this comment is now going like this, hoping we land you in next year's class. I wish you nothing but good health and success, bro. I cannot wait to see next year.
Sir, I got you, man. Appreciate it for having me on this interview, man. Thankful for everybody, man. You know, we'll make it happen.
Like, share, and subscribe. Go follow bro right now. All of his links will be down in the description. His Instagram, his Twitter, and his huddle. Now, go click that huddle, because what they do is they break him down game by game. And y'all going to see that he played X, Y, and Z. He played this 4-star guard, this 5-star tackle. And you're going to go, all right, well, what did he do against him? He dominated. So if you want to see him game by game, you can go see that too. So I'll link that in the description. Thank you so much for coming on, bro. Next year, we're going to sit back, run it back, and appreciate next year's success. But I want to congratulate you and the squad on a fantastic year this year. Enjoy that success, and I cannot wait to see y'all run it back.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Like, share, and subscribe. We out.